Well, I'm going to show you how to make lemon curd or lime curd in the Instapot. Very simple. This is a recipe that when you make it on the stove, you have to whisk it by hand for 15 minutes, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. But it's simple, simple, simple in the Instapot. So you're going to use a trivet in this, and you put in 1.5 cups of water. And that's the lemon curd dish is going to sit on top of that, so it's going to, just like you would do a double boiler. When you make lemon curd on the stove, you put it over some simmering water, but not in it. So you don't want the hot water to be touching the lemon curd. So the ingredients are half a stick of butter, which is 1/4 cup. So I'm going to pour that in there. And 1/2 cup of white sugar. That's going to go in. 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. And then the other part of the recipe is the lemon part. So I'm going to use lemon zest, and I have a microplaner. And this gives you a nice fine lemon zest instead of chunky pieces of it, which I prefer it that way. And I like a lot of lemon zest. I think the recipe actually says 2 teaspoons or something like that, but I probably use a little bit more. I love lemon zest. Lemon zest has the flavor of the lemon in it without the acidity. Although this recipe has a lot of the acidity in it because there's a lot of lemon juice in it. So we're gonna have 1/2 cup of lemon juice. You know, you could do this with jarred lemon juice, but it's not going to be the same. So I would not recommend that. And it's probably going to take about 3 lemons. You can also do this with lime. I'm not going to need a whole other lemon, so I'm going to use this thing called a lemon trumpet to get the rest, to bring it up to the 1/2 cup. This is a real nice little doohickey. And then I can put this in the refrigerator and use the juice from it later too. And that brings it right up to about what I need. So now I'm going to blend this. I'm going to use an immersion blender so that you can see me doing it, but if you have a regular blender, that would be fine. So I want to incorporate these really well. And I'm going to put this in a smaller bowl that's going to go in the Instant Pot. Make sure that I get everything in there. And it's very liquid right now. And this is kind of important. You're going to take aluminum foil and you're going to tightly seal the bowl. So you want to really make sure that you get it crimped on the edges there. And before you do this, make sure that your bowl is going to fit in your Instapot, because that would definitely be a problem if it won't. I wouldn't use a metal container for this, because a metal bowl, because it might impart a kind of an off metallic flavor, but you could use an enamel one or a ceramic, something that's not going to transfer flavors. So it's going to go right in here. I'm going to put the lid on. Okay, we're going to cook this on high pressure for 10 minutes. Then we're going to naturally release the pressure for 10 minutes. Then we're going to let we're going to quick release for the rest of it. So I'm going to walk around. And I'm going to say manual. Go down to 10 minutes. And don't need to do anything else. In a few seconds, that's going to say on, and it's going to begin coming to pressure. Again, I'm going to make sure that this vent thing is pushed to the back so that it's going to come to pressure rather. If it was pushed forward, it would never get to pressure because it would be continually releasing the steam that was building up. So this will be, it's going to probably take about 10 minutes to come to temperature, 10 minutes to pressure cook, and then 10 minutes slow natural release, and then we'll be ready to go. And we'll come back and take a look at it then. So we're at 10 minutes here. It's cooked for 10 minutes. It's been on natural release for 10 minutes. And now we're going to quick release by turning the vent forward. And it's going to take a second to just give that a second till I see that the steam has dissipated. And now it opens. Okay. So, and then I'm going to use this handy dandy holder there. This is really hot. So I'm going to take a cloth to lift this out. I'm going to carefully daub the extra water off of that. And so when I open this, it's likely going to be somewhat congealed and look kind of a mess, but we're going to use the stick blender on it. So I just removed that. Ooh, it smells so good. And then I'm just going to take this stick blender and bring it all together. And it's very, very liquid at this point. So it's going to, as it refrigerates, it's going to get firmer. So you can see the steam coming off of that. It's quite hot. And I'm going to pour it in this little jar. It's very hot, so I'm going to use, I could refrigerate it right in this bowl, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put it in this jar. So I'm going to let this sit on the counter for a few minutes before I put it in the refrigerator, because that would be quite a difference in temperature. So I'm just going to let it sit out for a minute or two and then put it in the refrigerator. And I'm going to show you one that I made earlier, which is a lime curd, to show you the difference in texture. So this is made, same exact recipe except that I used lime juice. And here's a spoon. And you can see that this is, you know, it's quite a bit thicker. So, and this is lovely to put on toast or on a pound cake. That would be great. You could put it over strawberries, would be wonderful. Scones, English muffins, all good. So that's lemon or lime curd. Hands off, you don't have to stir it for 15 minutes, so it's a really nice recipe, and it always comes out perfectly because you're not, you don't have any angst. The pressure cooker makes a perfect environment for it. So that's that.